Hi everyone. Today I'd like to talk about The Burnt Orange Heresy. And this is a film from 2019, a neo-noir that sort of slipped through the cracks. But it's a movie I streamed a while back, and I got this DVD out of the library to listen to the commentary. It's got a killer cast. It's got Claes Bang. It's got Elizabeth Debicki. And I'll stop here to say, if you're an Elizabeth Debicki fan, this is a film you might want to see. And then a great supporting cast. Yep, that's Mick Jagger playing a kind of modern manifestation of the devil. He's we don't have much sympathy for him, but we do have. He is amusing and he's a little bit scary. And Donald Sutherland, terrific performance by Donald Sutherland. So. This is the star power in the commentary by the director. He points out this scene where Claes Bang and Elizabeth Debicki are coming into this room for mansion for dinner, and they're beautifully lit and they look just absolutely gorgeous. And he says, "Wow, this could be Cary Grant and Kim Novak." And certainly you get the feeling, if Alfred Hitchcock was around in his prime, I think he'd be casting Elizabeth Debicki in some of his films. The movie concerns a kind of Faustian bargain. Mick Jagger is a wealthy art collector. Claes Bang is this sort of art critic whose career is in a funk. He's not rising in renown. His books aren't selling. And the Faustian bargain is, I'll give you a interview with this reclusive painter that no one has seen. He has not released any paintings for decades. This will be a sensation. This will jumpstart your career. But he wants something in return. He's got to do an illegal act, and a very dispiriting kind of illegal act. So the film is basically it's about lies. It's how can we tell lies from the truth? Are we able to do that? And the brilliant opening scene in which Claes Bang, as this art critic, gives a demonstration to an audience of how easy it is for me to get you to believe my lies. And certainly this is a resonant theme, probably eternally, but especially nowadays where, we have the internet where lies are ubiquitous, the eagerness of people to believe in lies, the masks that people put on to get you to believe in them, and the willingness of people to believe in something, whether it be true or not. And the movie is based on a book by Charles Wilford, and it's from 1971. And when you read a book, you see a movie. A lot of times when you see the movie, you think, wow, there was so much more going on in the book than they got into the movie. This is kind of the opposite. This is not I'm not saying this is a bad novel, but it's very spare. The characterizations are not very elaborate. Wilford leads up to a moment of violence that seems to come out of the blue. I think he was known for that kind of unexpected violent moment. In the movie, there's a little bit more backstory in the characters that make it a little bit more believable. There's also a whole lot of twists and turns in the movie that's not in the novel, especially the ending. The ending has just a moment of delicious irony. And Donald Sutherland plays the reclusive painter, and he's just fabulous in this role. And when he enters, he's such a nice guy. He's so quiet. He says enigmatic things. He has a sense of humor, a wry sense of humor about this art critic's ambition to interview him, but he is instantly drawn to the Elizabeth Debicki character. She's a recent girlfriend of the Claes Bang character. They meet at the beginning of the film, but she's so charming and she's so charismatic that she comes along for the interview, and of course the Donald Sutherland goes right for her, and they have great scenes together, real chemistry. You can tell how much they respected each other. Very poignant scene. She has a very poignant character. She has a backstory that's not in the novel that really increases our sympathy for her character in the movie. And Charles Wilford had a couple other movies made. Miami Blues is from one of his novels, and also Cockfighter, Monty Hellman movie. And I think all his novels were set in Florida. And but they couldn't afford to film in Florida, so they filmed in Lake Como in Italy. For budgetary reasons, they couldn't. They originally wanted to set it in the 1970s, but again, that was expensive that wouldn't conform to their limited budget. But the movie sort of has a timeless quality. There's only one scene where we see cell phones. We see people smoking all over the place, which obviously you don't see today. The clothing too. There's nothing trendy or fashionable about the clothing. And we also do get a real good sense of the art world. There's paintings all over the place. In Mick Jagger playing this wealthy art collector, his mansion is full of paintings. There's one in particular that really struck me, where a big blue background with all the scattered throughout this blue background, and blue is a big motif. The color blue in the plot of the film. So this is a big painting, and I thought, boy, is that real or not? And it turns out it is. Not only is it real, it's worth about $3 million, and it was loaned to the production by a local art collector. So the screenplay is by Scott Smith, and he doesn't have a whole lot of credits, but he does have credit for A Simple Plan. He's a novelist, and he wrote the novel Simple Plan. It's a '98 movie directed by Sam Raimi. Bridget Fonda is in it, and I think Bill Paxton is in it, Billy Bob Thornton. Really good movie that has a good reputation. I like the movie he wrote called Siberia, a Keanu Reeves movie from 2018. But this is a really brilliant adaptation of the novel, in which the characters are elaborated on, much more backstory, the twists and turns, the delicious ending, delicious irony of the ending. The commentary by the director is kind of strange. This is only his second credit. I'm not sure how he came to second feature film credit. I think his career had been in advertising, making commercials, but he does touch on the theme of lies, and but he does tell us a lot about how they came to make the film in the way they did, considering the budgetary constraints. But then he seems very eager for us. He focuses in on the CGI, and you would watch this movie, you wouldn't think there's any CGI. But one of the motifs in the movie is of an insect, the flies, and he's always pointing out, well, these are real flies, these are CGI flies. And then the mansion that they filmed it in was derelict, so they had to restore a lot of it. And he's also, always pointing out, well, this part, this is all CGI. This we actually restored. I'm not sure why that was so important to him, but it fills in the gaps, because he doesn't give us any information of why he wanted to film this particular project, how he came to it. One gets the impression that he came sort of at the last minute, when the production was already it was already well on its way. And he talks nothing, never mentions the screenwriter. He mentions that the lighting in Lake Como, where they were filming in October, the lighting there was terrible. There was hardly any sunlight, and Lake Como is surrounded by steep mountains, so it was a real challenge. But he never mentions who the director of photography was. It doesn't sound like there was very convivial collaboration. But nevertheless, this is this is a movie, and he got really good performances out of these people. These actors, that's for sure. So. This was a movie that, if you like any of these actors in this role, I highly recommend you checking. And you like neo-noir, I highly recommend you checking out The Burnt Orange Heresy. Okay, thanks a lot for everybody who managed to listen to me this far. I really do appreciate it. You guys take care.